Hi, I'm Agnes and I make videos for fun. I have been working on a frilly wrap dress by Fiber Mood. The sleeve hems turned out beautiful. I have a new skill in my tool set, so now I can look forward to doing the same on the ruffle at the bottom of the skirt when I get there. So while I'm at it, I pressed it, and then I'm also pressing the seam on the sleeves. This contraption here, I grew up with one in my house. It was a tool that my mom used because how else are you supposed to iron shirts and not get creases on the sleeves? But when I moved to the US and I had my own home and I went to my local supermarket to find one, I couldn't. So I had to wait years. This is going to date me, but I finally bought one online. So yeah, it's not a common tool, it turns out, but I don't know how else I would be pressing those seams. So now we get to the truly fun part, setting the sleeves in. I had a hunch this would happen, I think probably from my experience knitting. Setting sleeves never quite match. Here I thought I'm following a pattern, I did my cutting really well, so I thought it should work better than it did. The sleeves are way too big for the armholes. So I ended up cheating in my pinning, and I have all of this extra fabric. This is like all of the sleeve cap is just sticking out. Like I have a large seam allowance at the shoulder, but I pinned it this way, and I did a fitting, and it works nicely. Like the sleeves are not crooked, they fall on my wrist straight. So this is good. And I quickly pinned the other one just to see whether I was having the same problem, and I am. The other one also. The sleeve is much larger than the armhole, but the armhole is fine. Like it's not tight. So this is how this needs to be pinned, but I have all of this extra flap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the excess, remove the sleeve, unpin the sleeve, and I will line it up with the other sleeve and cut both of them the same way, and then I will pin them and sew into place. And before I unpin, since this is set in the way I like, it's not that I like it, it's that it's the right way, I am going to notch the sleeves. So I'll do, originally there was notches to help align. So there's a notch that needs to go at the shoulder seam. And then there were two additional notches. There's one somewhere. Oh, well, the underarm seam is easy because both have a seams, the bodice and the sleeve. But then I'm going to do another notch here as an additional help to line up in the front, and then another one in the back. And that's it. Now I can unpin. So I put my two sleeves one on top of each other, pinned thoroughly. They're nicely lined up, and I'm going to cut through all those layers of fabric to get a nice even symmetrical curve. Then transfer the notches I put on one of the sleeve to the other one. Now that I've recut my sleeves, I'm ready to set them in, and I'm going to be using French seams again, which means they need to go in wrong side to wrong side. I say it slowly because I'm always double checking. And sleeves just confuse me a lot. I can't tell you how many times I had sleeves that were wrong. Bodice right side out, sleeve inside out. At any rate, I'm pretty sure that if I want to put the sleeves in wrong side to the bodice, I need to start with my bodice right side out, and I have my sleeves inside out. And when I put my sleeve in through the armhole, I can double check opening it up that inside I have the wrong side of my sleeve touching the wrong size of the bodice. Those are seam allowances, so that's cool. So this is under the arm, so this needs to line up, and then I have a few notches that I made that also need to line up, and I will pin all of that in place. So I'm ready to stitch the first sleeve into the armhole, and I know I'm going to regret saying and doing this. I'm getting more confident sewing my chiffon, and so what I've been doing is I'm using the dryer sheet to start a line of stitching, but I found that I don't need to put the toilet paper underneath when I have 2 layers. It just goes smoothly. And in this case, I'm not starting a line of stitching new. It's in the round, which means on either side of my needle I will have fabric. So I am can't say confident, but I'm hoping that my machine will not swallow the fabric when I start, so I'm gonna go naked on this one. No dryer sheet, no toilet paper. That being said, I am starting at the seam under the arm, so if damages occurs there, it will be less obvious in the finished product. And no back stitching. I am not doing any back stitching with the chiffon. Before I set in my second sleeve, let me use it as a template to modify my pattern paper so that I can reuse it for a different project. I've set both sleeves into my bodice, happy with the finishing and the way it fits, so that completes the bodice. The next step is to start working on the skirt. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like.